The Colts are off to a fantastic start to the 2025 season, but they cannot afford to sit on their hands. They need to make a win now move, and they need to make it soon. My name is Destin Adams, and I cover the Indianapolis Colts for A to Z Sports. The Colts are off to a fantastic start to the year, starting out 3-0 with their most recent win coming against their divisional rivals, the Tennessee Titans. But unlike other undefeated teams, the Colts cannot get complacent in how they've started. They knew coming into this year they had to put together a successful season that ended with them in the playoffs. They're currently in the driver's seat for a spot in the AFC playoffs, and they're honestly in the driver's seat for the crown of AFC South champions. And they need to really push their chips in and make sure that one or both of those things come true. And I think making that win now move, it's important to figure out where the move needs to happen at. For the Colts, it's pretty clear that their defense needs some work. They've had an up and down start to the year, and I think three position groups have shown themselves to be potential problem areas. Their first being their pass rush, which has been lackluster to start the season. Their linebacking core, which I think they saw in training camp, they knew was going to be a bit of an issue. And their second outside starting cornerback spot has been Xavier Howard, who has been picked on a little bit this year. He missed all of the 2024 season as he was rehabbing an injury, and throughout this year, he's really looked like it. And I think each of these three spots can be addressed by trade if the team decides to do so. One name that comes to mind that they could address at pass rusher is Trey Hendrickson, who the team was connected to all offseason long, thanks to Hendrickson and Lou Anarumo's past relationship on Cincinnati. Hendrickson led the NFL in sacks in 2024 under Anarumo as his defensive coordinator. I think he could elevate this defense to being a true elite unit if the Colts could make a trade and make that happen. With the Bengals going through a little bit of an issue with Joe Burrow having to miss potentially the rest of the 2025 season, he could be a fit if the Bengals decide it's finally time to move on from the veteran pass rusher. At linebacker, I think the Colts could look to a familiar face. The Colts had to let former third-round pick Bobby Okereke walk in free agency multiple seasons ago, and he's been very successful with the Giants since signing there. The Giants, though, another team that probably is not going to get to put up much of a fight this year in terms of playoff races, could look to move on from the veteran if they could get decent draft picks in return. And finally, at cornerback, I think an option the Colts should look at is Cleveland Browns corner Greg Newsome. Newsome has solid size on the outside and great long speed to fit Lou Anarumo's defense. The Cleveland Browns picked up a big win in Week 3 over the Green Bay Packers, but their offense just is not good enough to go anywhere this season. Newsome is on the last year of his rookie contract and could be hitting free agency and leaving the Browns for nothing. So I could see him being a potential trade deadline target that if the Browns could get decent trade packages for, I could see them moving on from him now instead of losing him for nothing in the offseason. I think each of these three moves would be great win now moves from the Colts that would show their fan base that they are all in on this season and all in on winning like they have these first 3 weeks.